All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you somebody who is struggling with golfer's elbow? I sure am right now, and I'm going to show you what I do to kind of help mitigate and help improve my golfer's elbow over time. Now, just a quick caveat, I'm not a physical therapist, so please, if you're having really big issues, go consult with a physical therapist or your primary care physician. But what I want to do is chat with you guys about some techniques that I've been given in physical therapy, as well as some techniques that I know that are going to help relieve my golfer's elbow. Now, real quick, what is golfer's elbow? Golfer's elbow is that pain on the inside of your elbow here, so closest to your body. So for me, I've got it on my left elbow here, just sitting on the inside. A tennis elbow is going to be out here along the outside. It's basically just going to be where your inflammation is happening, where you feel the pain is going to differentiate between the two. The biggest thing that you need to realize is that just because your pain is here around the elbow doesn't necessarily that means that that's why you're in pain, something around the elbow. Typically, it's in the soft tissue either above or below, and that's kind of where we're going to put our focus as we work through all of our movement patterns. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our wrists, we're going to work on our triceps, our shoulders a bit, and then we're going to see kind of how we feel at the end. So first things first, we're going to get into a little bit of wrist mobility. When I do this, I'm going to pop down to the floor, and I'm essentially just going to plant my hands right here in front of me, like so, just under my shoulders. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little circles around my wrists. So I'm picking my right wrist now, and I'm putting my weight over that right side, and I'm making circles all over that right wrist counterclockwise, and then I'm going to switch after 5 or so and then go clockwise along that same side. Now I'm not in the middle, I'm favoring the right side, which when you favor the right side, you're able to get a little bit more weight on it, help open the wrist up a bit, and then make that happen. So after about 4 or 5 on one side, we'll go counterclockwise on that same side, and then we'll switch. So now I'm going to switch. And again, I'm struggling with this right now, actively. So for me, this is awesome that I'm bringing this to you guys because I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh, baby. So again, my wrist is super tight. We're going to work through. So we'll do 5 one direction, 5 the other direction, and then we'll switch sides. Next move we're going to do is I want you to take your hands, hold them out like you're waiting for that handout that's probably never going to come. Put your pinkies and palms together, and now I'm going to flip my hands like so, plant them on the ground. And now what I want you to do is I want you to just rock back and forth here over your toes. Now, if rocking doesn't really feel too good for you, you can always just walk one elbow. So I can bring this elbow, I'm bending my right elbow and then straightening, bending my left elbow, straightening, and I'm basically just going to walk side to side. And you'll be here. Pick a time limit, pick a rep count. I like to hold for anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute, or we'll do like 10 to 20 reps of these if you want to count reps. It's kind of whatever you feel like you need. Typically, where you're tighter, a little bit more uncomfortable, that's what you need the most. Avoid the sharp pains, but the dull stuff typically means you're probably, knocking on the door, if you will, of trying to make some things better. So I just walked side to side. I'm now going to plant my left hand into the ground. I'm going to bring my right hand here under my chest. So I've got wrist, elbow, and shoulder all kind of in one line. And what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to try to put my weight as much as I can into this wrist here on the ground. And then notice how this other hand's kind of just being that like TP shape just for a little bit of stability. And then I'm just going to open and close this wrist here. And I'm going to work for, again, rep count, timed set. You can do this with me at the same time. Then probably don't even have to count or think, which is probably what I would do. Oh, baby, because I'm doing that for you. And you'll work for the full working set. Again, just open and close, really, really simple pattern. And then once you're done on that side, we're going to switch sides. So now my left wrist is going to be dug into the ground, drag it into place. Again, wrist, elbow, shoulder, all in one line as good as I can. That right hand is providing a little bit of stability, and then open and close. Now this is the side for me that hurts more, so this is the side that I should, if I do as I say, not as I do, and providing a little bit more time. So again, if you got one side that's a little bit tighter, typically golfer's elbow doesn't happen on both elbows at the same time. So if you're me, I would just really get into it on this side if I can. A little bit of extra time. Oh, baby. Okay. All right, so we hit both sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the interior part of the forearm. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands out, throw them out in front of you, tuck your thumbs like you're giving like knife hands. And then what I want you to do is your arms are going to go straight out to the side, and then you're going to plant them into the ground like so. So notice how my wrists are basically perpendicular to the ground. My chest is low. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk these hands in, keeping my hand in contact with the ground the whole time. The second your wrist starts to come off the ground, that means you've gone too far. So I want my wrist to stay nice and flat, and I'm going to come up as high as I can go, and I'm just going to hold here. Sometimes I like to rock back and forth here too. Oh, baby. We've got 2000s rock on, so if you hear any right now, shine down on the radio. Oh, we're going childhood jams. Oh, baby. God bless. This is tough, tough, tough. If you're not feeling this in your wrist, you can go closer and closer. Again, test your range of motion. For me, that was enough. I'm going to shake out my wrist just a bit. Next move I'm going to do is probably our most aggressive one, so make sure, if you haven't been able to stick with us until now, be gentle with this. If you are with us, then let's keep going. We'll hit this last move here. So what I want you to do is you're going to plant your hands below you like you're going to get yourself into a plank. Let me make sure that the camera sees this. I think it should. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left wrist and I'm just going to flip it upside down. I'm going to place it here onto my shoulder, and now I'm just going to put some tension and pressure into it. Oh, and then I'm going to switch to the right. And I'm just going to do as much as I can. Not too much pressure. You don't want to break your wrist by any means, but you're basically just going to walk it out in this up plank position. Again, do as many as you think you need. Oh. And if your core strength struggles here, we should do more planks then. We've got a ton of videos that can help build your core. Go check those out. Oh, if you want to combine a couple moves, you can go into this pattern and then open and close. Oh, your palm. And again, you'll just go side to side. If you want to go rep count or timed, take your pick. We'll work side to side. Okay, we're done with the wrist for now. We're now going to move from wrist and forearm to tricep, bicep, shoulder to try and see if we can pinpoint where our pain is coming from or where our tightness is. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get into our banded tricep work. So if you have access to a band, please grab it. If you don't have access to a band, I'll see what I can do and kind of differences and ways that we can modify the movement pattern so we can make it happen. But typically the band is going to be most helpful. If you have a cable machine, I think a cable machine is another good substitution, but we're going to work through this now. I'm going to pop back here into the rack, and I've got my band here mounted to the pull-up bar. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a banded tricep pushdown. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to work all three, we'll call heads of the tricep. So the tricep, tri stands for three. It's got three heads that are coming down through. And the way that you hit those heads is you go palms down, palms like neutral, like thumbs up grip, and then palms up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go 10 reps, nice and slow, palms down, 10 reps, thumbs up, 10 reps, thumbs out to the side. So palms down will start first. And again, you can always change your resistance by altering the bar. And if you have a cable machine, that'll work well too. So I'm going to tuck my elbows and I'm going to be here, just nice and easy. Palms down first, and just go for all 10. Nice, there's those 10. And now I'm going to go thumbs up. So here, thumbs up, neutral or hammer grip, if you will. And then again, elbows are tucked. And there's 2, 3, 4. And you work again for all 10. And then I'm going to go palms up. Now this one sometimes is a little bit awkward. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fold my band up kind of in my hand, and then take it and then hold here and then pull down. But if you got a cable machine, it's probably a little bit easier for you. Oh, baby. 9 and 10. God bless, we got Creed on the radio. You know it's tough then. Okay, we went through that banded tricep work now. What I want to do is I'm going to go a banded tricep stretch now with this band here. So all I want you to do is I want you to grab your band and I want you to just walk forward and let the band pull you back. Pull that tricep back into place, and then you can just walk it out as far as you want. Now, if your band has a ton of resistance, you can lean into it like so. Or if you want to as well, you can just take the band off of your rack. You can hold it in your hands, and then you can go up and over like this, use the band behind you, and then pull down here like so, and hold. And then the next variation of this, after a little bit of a static hold, is we make it dynamic. And the way we do that is we loosen a little bit of the resistance here. I pull down, and then I'm going to press with that other hand and try and almost do like a tricep press overhead. And again, you're working a little bit of strength, a little bit of range of motion, and the goal is when we come down to the bottom, we can pull a little extra and try and work that stretch position and then press against ourselves and work a little bit of that time under tension, get that muscle firing off the way it should be, and then we can see how that feels on our elbow after that. So again, we're avoiding sharp pains, a little bit of dull, a little bit of that we'll call discomfort is probably good for your golfer's elbow. So we'll work through that. Our next move is going to be super simple. We'll set our band off to the side, and we're going to go into what I like to call a neck floss or shoulder floss. Basically, all I want you to do is I want you to have your right palm facing up, your left palm facing down. Your head is going to look out to the right, and now all I'm going to do is now switch my head to the left, and I'm going to rotate and flip my hands. I'm just going to go side to side and working to open up the neck, open up the chest, open up the shoulders. Side to side, side to side, back and forth. And you'll work for that full, again, timed rep or set count. Back and forth there. After you're done with those, our last move here is going to try to work our chest open a little bit. It's going to be our shoulder butterflies. I want you to place your fingers behind your head, and then all I want to do is bring my elbows here together in front of me. Tap them if you can, and then a nice big chest opener to the back. What I want to think of is pulling my back all the way apart, trying to get my elbows to touch behind my body is the goal. Obviously, that's not going to happen for anybody out there, but the goal is to really pull them back, pull them out and away. It's going to help open your shoulders up, open your chest up, and help get that golfer's elbow to subside. So again, we just did that. I don't know how long the video is. We'll find out at the end, I guess. But that was, a couple minutes of mobility there. All you really needed was a band, a little bit of real estate. You can help mitigate your golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, etc. A lot of these moves carry over between golfer's elbow and tennis elbow. So if you're struggling with either one, try that out. Good luck. Let me know how you guys do. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.